Carl, what do you think would happen if there was only 5 men and 5 billion females on the earth?
Hey, we gonna have to start repopulating. That's all I can say.
I say that as well, but this video here goes over that, so let's see.
Rito is guided through a technologically advanced room by a woman.
Rito.
The confused boy follows her around to an isolated room with a double-sided window. The girl then reveals the other side window full of unquote desperate women, all willing to mate with Rito. He was in harem paradise. Welcome to the future.
Harem.
It is 2040 AD, and the world is
2040?
technologically advanced beyond
soon,
anything.
Devin.
Cooking.
Only people
That
who
is
want
soon.
to work go to work. Otherwise, they can just relax. AI
How
has
y'all
taken over
have
the world
money,
in
though?
terms of
How
employment.
do you earn something?
Rito is an ordinary boy
If you're
who's
not
pursuing
working.
a medical degree, hoping to become a
Okay.
doctor. However,
man, wanna
he
be a
himself is
doctor.
plagued by a disease
Okay,
that
man,
doesn't
body,
have a cure
okay.
yet, but he can still survive using the technology of cold sleep, or as they call it, hibernation.
Futurama?
For as
We got
long as
cold
the
sleep?
cure for the disease
Okay.
isn't created, Rito would be sleeping, waiting for the cure.
I mean,
On
that's
his
kind of
final day,
W's.
Rito decides to confess his feelings to his longtime crush Arisa.
Oh, what the f? Man said on my final day of being here, I'm going to confess my feelings to this girl. What? Why? That's the most dick thing you could ever possibly do. For one, if she does like you too, you're a why would you do
know.
that to me? What?
This is only good if she doesn't like you. Then
I
again,
know.
you should have just said it. There's literally 5 billion. Like, they really don't have much options but to say yes. You should have just said it.
All right, let's just keep going.
He does seem to have some serious commitment issues and waited till the very last day. Arisa can't give her
Yeah.
answer. How could she? It was so sudden.
Yeah, man's
but
going
Rito doesn't
away.
mind. He can't ask her to wait for him for 5 years anyway.
Yeah, that's
Rito
insane.
then heads to the doctor's office where he would be put to sleep, alongside his big brother Ryu and little sister Mahiru, the only 2 living relatives that he has. As he is being readied for the
okay.
procedure,
Sounded like they were
Risa
going to sleep
arrives
with
there
him
as
as
well, so she does like him back after all. That's a relief for a man going into Captain America mode for the next 5 years.
All right, W.
He gives her his locket as
But
safekeeping
5
and,
years.
once again, heads to his future.
I want to trust
Procedure
that.
then begins.
I'm drowning!
Rito is placed
Oh,
into a
I can't
container,
drown!
and the liquid pours into it. The voices of his close ones start muffling, and just as he passes out, he can faintly hear Arisa telling him that she would wait for him to wake up. Rito then opens his
Why?
eyes after
That-
5 years, and he is strangely surrounded by
Who's
all
you? Why
female
looking like
nurses,
her?
who all seem weirdly shy and aroused by him. Next to him is
Huh? What my man say?
Yeah, you
What he
heard
said-
him. I heard him too.
God damn!
God, all it took is 5 years.
Well, my goddamn was about 2 things on my screen I see that are gigantic. Let's keep
Me
going.
the
too.
purple-haired lady who tells him that it's 2045. Rito has slept for his destined 5 years. His attendant, Mira, the purple-haired girl, then takes him to a doctor who is on standby to check his vitals.
Oh, that's not
Rito
her.
asks the doctor if he can see his own personal doctor instead, but
What a
the woman
camera
tells
angle.
her that his doctor is no longer alive. Everything seems to be weird, and
That
Rito
nigga's
is getting
gone.
more and more
Your
confused.
doctor is dead.
Rito is then put in
There's
a limo
only
where
5
Mira
men left.
explains to him about the MK virus, a virus so much deadlier than corona that it killed every single victim in just 3
damn, they had
days of
corona in this?
infection.
I know. He's
Only 3 days it took to kill him. Oh my god.
you can't even prepare for that.
That's what they originally said coronavirus was gonna be. That's what
No
they said. They
mask is
said
stopping
everyone was
that.
dying. Oh, 3 days? They all die? Oh, goddamn. Okay. That virus is out.
Today, there was no cure. Half of the world population was gone. Mira opens one of the window shades and shows him how the once technologically advanced society
Wait, but they're
crumbled
half
back
they're
into
all
a
dead.
mess.
He's gonna
Rito
catch that
thinks
shit.
it's all
Do y'all
some
know
kind
where
of
it
a
came
sick
from?
joke, a
I
prank,
know.
And he rushes outside, jumping from the car to see for
Man
himself.
said it's a prank.
What he sees
Man thinks this is YouTube. He said, "No, that's a prank." I'm
He said,
getting-
where
I'm
the
all
camera's
punked. Where the camera's at? I'm all punked. Daddy, where you at?
He was like, you
shocks
got
him.
me.
There was not a single man out there. Everyone was a woman, and the world was nothing like it was before. Society had fallen into chaos. Mira
Wait. All the men died, so society crumbles. Wasn't it run by AI? Didn't
I
that
had no
people not
idea.
need to work? What? That didn't even make sense.
embodied.
I don't know. But that does, like, I think in some, there was a country recently, I don't remember what it was. I think it was maybe Sweden? Not too sure. But in that country, all the women went on strike for a week. Absolutely nothing had changed. Nothing had, all the women went on strike for a week. Absolutely nothing happened. Nothing bad went down at all. So everything that happened in that country stayed normal because of the men. The women were not needed. And this is confirming that even more. That the men are what matters. Even though it's a world run by AI. And people don't need to work if they.
Well, it doesn't make sense. They said. Hey, but what wrong with AI? What's wrong? Why is it? Where's the tech? Imagine AI killed all the men.
Jump us around Rito and protect him from the horde of women around him. One crazy woman sees Rito and jumps towards him.
Damn.
Thankfully, he is dealt with on the spot. Mira explains that 4 years ago, the MK virus, or male killer virus, emerged and wiped out the male population, except for him and 4 other immune men who were similarly frozen. And they are obligated to have children to save humanity from extinction.
You're not just...
The story seemed like...
No, you're not just obligated. That is mandatory. What do you mean obligated? You're obligated to help reprocreate and save humanity. There's no obligation in that. You have to do this. I'm not gonna say it's something you can or can't do if you choose. What?
Hey,
like it was taken from a sci-fi.
Hey, I mean,
novel,
he could just say
true.
no more humanity.
From extinction.
Say that.
The story seemed like it was taken from a sci-fi novel, but it was true. Rito was in a harem whether he liked it or not.
Yeah.
Rito, however, is adamant that he doesn't want to sleep around with hundreds of women just so that he can have children with them. At heart, he is still loyal to Arisa. So in order to convince...
What the f***? That is the most selfish thing anyone could ever possibly do and think and want to go through in this situation.
Either way, it's not even efficient for you to be fucking all of them anyway. All right? You just gotta give, a little sperm donation. You gotta go to every country. Repop. You are now the owner of Earth, basically. Call you Adam.
Call me Adam the way I'm about to spread this seed.
Exactly.
Really, he said, I don't want to sleep around with people just to have kids with them. There's only 5 men left in the world, but I don't want to do. What the? He is so incredibly selfish. That is to an astronomical degree of he's evil. Like he in this situation, Carl. If you yourself choose to not do this, you are evil. There is nothing that makes you a good person in this. You are an evil being that is saying, I will not help the human race survive. I want it to die.
This is like, he just woke up. He thought he was about to wake up, get some cure. Nah, he woke up getting some cooch. He's not ready for that.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna be ready. You gotta be ready.
Since Rito, Mira calls in his sister Mahiru. Mahiru, who is now a teenager, arrives and explains that their brother Ryu contracted the virus and had to be frozen to save his life. She also explains that Elisa, who is actively involved in finding a cure for the MK virus, also had been missing for the last 3 years. Rito is distraught, and he even gives Arisa a call. Yeah, right, if it was that simple. Arisa was truly lost. That night, Rito realizes just how serious the women were when Mira arrives in his room and starts stripping before him, asking him for his seed. Rito stops her midway and sends her away, but things are going to get more and more serious from here on out.
Sure.
Rito comes up with a plan. The next day, when Mira takes him to see the catalog of women that he could choose and impregnate, Rito asks for 1 month's time for him to find Arisa. He tells her that if there was anyone he would end up hooking up with, it would be Arisa and no one else. Mira agrees.
As Carl brought up, you just need to be a sperm donator.
Exactly. Get to work, every night. Get to work. Every hour. You gotta... Come on now.
So, and as you see, they're still in a place with electricity and running electronics. So they have technology.
Exactly. Bro, I mean,
so why can't y'all not you do this? Why can't you just have him be a sperm donator? What's going on with that? Like, was it only men that knew how to perform that operation? Is that when they all died? Is that what's going on? What's up?
But says until 𝗨𝗧 is located, she will send a different girl to his room every night so that they can seduce him into impregnating them. It doesn't matter if he doesn't end up doing it, but she would keep sending the girls regardless.
You got me.
Elsewhere in the same facility is another man. They call him Number 1, but his name is 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬. He is one of the other immune men to the MK virus and was the first one to be awakened from the cold sleep. Unlike 𝗏𝗏, 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬 is enjoying his life in this new world.
Yeah!
He is taking full advantage of his manhood and sleeping around with 10 women a day, or even more. Who knows?
A child?
He even has the choice to sleep with
school
literal
uniform.
actresses. This guy is living his dream. 𝗏𝗏, on the
Yeah.
other hand, finishes his meal and heads
He's
back to
normal.
his room.
He's a regular person. He's
𝗏𝗏
not
is
evil.
really uncomfortable with how frank and calm 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬 is with everything happening, while 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬 can't believe how stupid 𝗏𝗏 is for not taking the opportunity he has in hand.
It's not it's stupidity, it's evilness.
𝗏𝗏 finally reaches his room and decides
Greed.
to take a shower to cool down and process everything.
It's selfishness.
Unfortunately for him, the woman that Mira had promised she would send, 𝗨𝗡𝗘𝗗𝗏, arrived unclothed in the shower alongside 𝗏𝗏.
God damn the blur. I'm trying to
She does a pretty good
see.
job, but 𝗏𝗏 ends up failing because of all of the pressure. When he wakes up, 𝗨𝗡𝗘𝗏 is
Failing,
there
didn't
by
it
the
mean
sofa
fainting?
drunk, and on his bed is another small woman. Girl?
Hey!
She looks really
Hell
young.
no!
Her name is Sui, and
Hell
Sui and 𝗨𝗏𝗏
no.
were going to be with him for the rest of the days.
Oh, you know, you
That
bugging.
night, he reluctantly
Oh, no,
sleeps
no, no, no.
platonically with 𝗨𝗏𝗏
No,
and
no, no,
Sui
no.
Yama.
These niggas bugging. They don't know we thugging. They
No,
don't know we
no, no,
thugging.
no.
I said I pull out the toolie on them, Carl.
Yo, pull it out. Hey, watch how you swinging that, man. Watch how you swing. Yo.
Nigga, watch how I'm swinging this. Watch how I'm swinging. This nigga needs to watch it, cause that penis gone.
Oh, thanks. That was. You're safe, little young lady. You need not worry. Like, you know what's even crazier, Devin? She has a teddy bear.
I got him for second time with that one. Water breathing, first form,
Okay.
penis cut.
Yo.
Damn.
was
Fucking
close.
teddy bear.
Yeah, we don't need him
What's going on?
repopulating.
As Mira changed her mind and assigned them to him instead of sending random girls every night. One of them was his bodyguard, and the other was his
You
nurse.
feel like drawing that
We'll
many different
see who is
designs?
who. The next day, 𝗏𝗏, Mira, 𝗨𝗏𝗏, and Sui examine
That's
𝗨𝗧's
her-
old laboratory
Am
for
I-
clues as to where she might have disappeared. 𝗏𝗏 manages to get her stuff to be taken to his
Oh
room
no, I think
so
her,
he can
this
examine
girl,
them.
I think the girl
As the
right
group is
here's
wandering
titties
around
are
the
bigger.
lab, a strange woman in the shadows
been
manages
5
to
years.
release a literal bear into the premises. The bear approaches the group to attack, and
We-
𝗏𝗏 quickly jumps to save Sui as the
You're-
bear walks toward her. Turns out the little girl was actually his bodyguard, and she literally ends the bear's life with just one kick to its head.
Okay.
Well, that's a surprise.
What technology?
Ronaldo would be
What
proud.
is the MK
When
like?
𝗏𝗏 learns
a
𝗨𝗧 is
steroid
working
for
on a
women?
cure for the MK virus before she mysteriously disappeared, 𝗏𝗏 decides to finish her work and appears on the news to relay his goal. Bold move, because since he is a rare commodity at this point, being a man, he would be in a lot of trouble
You
because
can
of
find
this.
me in Japan.
Late that
Uh-oh.
day, 𝗏𝗏 finds a recorded message inside 𝗨𝗧's old teddy bear. How convenient, where she reveals the MK virus is actually a man-made biological weapon. Despite knowing this mega secret,
Well, it would have to be if it's a virus that only kills men. Like, there's no way such a thing would develop in nature itself. That's because it's too specific, and the human genome is too closely related. So, like, only like such a thing could happen in nature. So you would have to make that yourself.
What? Yeah, you're onto something, Devin. You're onto something.
Yeah, I'm talking facts. Like, that wouldn't be able to happen in nature for something that only targets a certain gender of a species.
Hey, you don't know until it happens, Devin. We gotta be ready for that MK disease, Devin. You have your cryo chamber ready? My shit is ready in the back right there. I see it.
Cryo chamber? Who needs a cryo chamber? I'm going straight to heaven with my nigga Jesus. No Muhammad.
No, you're not.
What you mean? Why you say it like that?
Rito decides to keep it to himself. He doesn't really know who he can trust. He, however, does confide to Mira that she resembles 𝗨𝗧 and apologizes for not producing babies.
I'm almost choked on a grape.
She says working on a cure is indeed the better solution. Meanwhile, a council of women is having a meeting. They look really suspicious and seem to be the ones who have made this whole situation in the world.
would body.
The council views Rito as a threat to their power and decides that it's time for another man to be revived. We are then taken back once again to 2040. The age where life was somewhat normal. 𝗨𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗍 is an introverted high schooler who pretty much gets bullied by everyone at his school because he has somewhat different tastes in music
you didn't get
and
bullied
life
like
itself.
that.
The bullying the guy faces is relentless. Pretty much everywhere he goes, he gets tormented by his bullies. Especially Takamatsu and his girlfriend Arisa, who just takes so much joy in torturing poor Shota. His only allies are his sister Mayu and his music teacher Yuzuki Hanyu, the only two people he holds dear in his life. However, just like Rito, Shota also gets the disease sometime in 2040, and he too ends up in the same cold sleep. 5 years later, Shota awakens
disease
to
gave
this
him
new world
antibodies
with
to the
no
MK
men,
virus?
is attended by a lady named Karen. Karen tells him about the MK virus and its effects on the world, to which Shota reacts surprisingly well. However, Karen tells him that
yes, my
despite
boys are
everything,
finally dead.
it's okay to resume his schooling in his old school. Shota is taken aback at first, but then remembers that the virus probably killed his bullies already and decides to go to school. Shoto, despite the time spent away in cold sleep, hasn't changed a bit and is still the introvert that he was before. Minus the bullying and literally every other boy.
Nigga, wait, what? Nigga, you went back in time, so in cryo sleep, I'm guessing you don't really age. So you're saying the same.
Okay.
It's been 5 years! You had nothing to worry about your bullies still being at school anyway if they were alive! They wouldn't be there! Nigga, what?
That's true. Even in real time, if everyone was alive, them motherfuckers is moving on with their lives. It's been 5 literal years.
Life is pretty much the same for him. One thing that makes life a bit better is that his teacher Yuzuki is still alive, and she seems a bit too happy for him. So much happy that night, she comes to his room and offers herself to him.
She's happy, alright.
Shoto doesn't even flinch.
Ooh, it's been 5 years since I got some action.
For the next few days,
this
Shoto
16-year-old
continues
boy
at school, trying to get along with the other girls, but his heart is set on his teacher. That day, when Shoto visits the nurse's office, he yet again meets with Yuzuki, and yeah, they end up doing it in school. Elsewhere, Karen reports to her superiors about the situation and how number 3, aka Shoto,
just butt-ass naked on FaceTime? Hi.
The superiors ask her why they had to open up the school, and Karen reveals that everyone in the school came there before Rito's press conference, so they still think that Shoto is the only male alive, giving him more opportunities. Weirdly so, this is all a...
What? That didn't even make any fucking sense what they just said. Everyone came to the school to be here before the press conference on that there's these 2 other niggas. And that's good because they have less people. They don't get 2 other niggas! Who cares? Less numbers to choose from. What? It's some dumb shit.
Race between the women to see whose man got the most girls pregnant. A few days have now passed, and Shota has settled down pretty well into this whole new world. He has been sleeping with Yuzuki pretty much every day. However, life with infinite possibilities, when constricted to just one, gets a bit boring. 1 week later, Karen drags Shota to the swimming class. He is reluctant at first because he has always been a nerd, but he has no bullying to worry about now, so he eventually agrees. That night, on little notice, Natsu Ichijo, one of his classmates belonging to a really rich family, is assigned to be his temporary roommate. Karen tells him because of a faulty AC.
Small penis. Only penis, Carl. What are you talking about?
Hey,
small. Who's gonna compare it against?
Oh, only penis, but it's still small. Only penis. But it's 3.
Yeah, only penis. You lucky. You get what you can get. You have no other choice. You can't be mad about it.
Small penis, but I can't say no.
But we all know this is just another ploy to seduce Shota. Natsu seems a bit too rich. She doesn't even know how to change her own clothes and asks Shota to help her out. The poor guy only has feelings
You're
for his
dirty.
teacher, but
You've been
still
wearing the
ends up
same
helping
clothes?
the girl. All day after that, though, he is troubled by
niggas, that's
super
retarded.
horny thoughts. He hadn't been seeing Yuzuki for a few days because she was on her period, and this new girl was throwing herself at him every day. Shota's
Wait. Huh? What was that? What the fuck did you
by
say?
super horny thoughts.
What?
He hadn't been seeing Yuzuki for a few days because she was on her period, and
What you mean by that? Why? Because they haven't been seeing each other at all. Huh?
Devin, fucking Devin.
That's different. He said they haven't seen each other in a few days. And from what I'm gaining, they're trying to separate the two so he will start fucking more bitches, is what they're trying to do. So,
I don't know. I didn't blow
that's
my
why
nose
I
though real
think-
quick.
you can blow. Like he's about to get blown by this high school bitch.
this new girl was throwing herself at him every day. Shota's troubles keep growing, so he calls the teacher
Yeah,
to
you have to
ask
say
her
that.
if she felt bad that other girls were coming for him too. Yuzuka tells him not to worry, as he belonged to everyone and she didn't feel bad about it. This was all Shota
Say
wanted to
less.
hear. That night, Natsu comes into Shota's bed explaining how she couldn't sleep alone and confesses that her father gave her an arranged marriage to a much older man until they were both killed by the MK virus.
What? Huh? Wait. What? So I'm not understanding why he brought this up in that situation. That seemed weird. He says, I can't sleep alone. My father had arranged marriage with me for a much older man until he
before I could
died
sleep
from the
with him,
virus.
He died. Like what? So, okay, so this was an irrelevant story that you told me.
Or is it that you slept in the same bed as him before he died? Like, all right,
That makes sense. Their father's evil, by the way. So you know that.
facts.
One thing leads to another, and well, the two end up sleeping together. When Yuzuki finally returns, Shota confesses that he slept with Ichijo and begs for forgiveness, but she says they all know and he belongs to everyone. This feels
Why is you
oddly
crying?
strange to Shota. In fact, everything does feel that
You-
way. Almost everyone is always trying to please him and nothing bad ever happens to him. Something was definitely wrong. He confronts Karen and demands answers. Was this whole thing just a big experiment? Was he just a lab rat? Karen is amused that Shota was smart enough to figure it out in just a few days.
Nigga, what? You know you're one of the only men alive. Oh, what do you think they're gonna do to you? Huh? What do you think they're gonna do to you if you mess something up? Of course you're not gonna get in trouble. You're a god. You're legit treated as a god in this situation because you have to be. Or they just tie you up and just rail.
Exactly.
Without you, no choice. It's one of the two. Those are only two options. See, if you were a brawler like my boy Carl, though, it would only be the option number one. Like, say what they gonna do? No, nothing. But you ain't. Get your weight up, cuh.
She takes him before the class and says she reopened his old school to make him comfortable so he would mate and repopulate the planet. Just to prove the fact that all the girls there were for him, she asks every one of them to strip, and the girls just do it. Elsewhere, the shady council of women from Japan decides that since number 2, aka Shota, isn't mating with anyone, Mira wasn't doing her job well, and they decide to remove her from the position of his attendant. With less than a month remaining for Rito to make the cure before he must mate, the situation inside the place is getting more and more intense by the minute.
Doctor.
He is busy with the research.
Tell me real quick though.
She in the cut like
all these women existed for 5 years.
Okay.
And they know that there's these 4 or 5 these 5 niggas that are immune. Why the fuck couldn't they make a cure themselves? Like y'all have the test subjects. Why does it need to be you that makes the cure? What are you bringing to the table?
Waking up.
But they opened it before him. He's the second guy to be awake. So they already had a guy that was immune. So like that's what I'm saying. Why is you the one that needs to be here working to make a cure?
Hey.
You weren't even a doctor yet. You were training to be apparently. Nigga, what?
They got the wrong guy on the job. I almost threw up again. Whoa, these grapes is dangerous. I can't be eating these shits. Popping into my throat like that.
But hasn't made any progress at
Like
all
he's
when
be
it comes
popping
to
his other
cracking the
niggas'
virus. Frustrated, he heads outside of the office and bumps into Maria Kuroda, who is running around with nothing but her lab coat on. The two of them fall on each other in a really awkward manner, which is seen by Ria Katagiri, Rito's new attendant. Katagiri, unlike every other woman in the anime, seems really hostile towards Rito. She looks like she just hates
she's a
men.
dyke.
In order to research further into the virus, Rito and the group decide to go to 𝗘𝗠 City, the first place in Japan where the virus emerged.
Okay.
There, he has planned to interview an old woman named
That looks
Taniguchi,
like a man.
the widow of
I
the
was gonna
virus's
say, it
first
looks like
victim.
A man, old man.
On the train ride to the city, Rito realizes that Maria, who's pretty shy when it comes to talking to him, is actually really confident when it comes to discussing viruses. She was a virologist, and Rito finds her to be pretty trustworthy, just like Akane, Sui, and Mira.
Make a cure, bitch! You're confident in viruses. I was training to be a doctor. This is your job, not his. Okay, keep going.
And what's to
Katagiri,
say that
however,
they
was
won't just
not
kill
so
them
easy to
off?
trust. At first, Taniguchi is not very open and doesn't seem to want to reveal much. She definitely knows something, but isn't really sure if she could trust the other people in the room. She doesn't cooperate at all and just ends up berating him. When they leave, it is revealed that Taniguchi is in contact with Arisa and wonders why Arisa will not reveal herself. Oddly so, she finds Rito and Arisa similar to each other. Back in their hotel, Rito is taking a bath and is forced to hide in a sauna when other women appear. Apparently, the concept of a male sauna had already disappeared.
Yeah!
In the sauna, though, he meets up
There's
with an
only
American
saunas
named
within
Chloe, who
4
claims to be a
years since
transfer
niggas
student.
died.
The girl seduces Rito and tricks him into kissing her just as the others walk in, angering them. Later, Mira talks with Taniguchi about how honorable Rito is.
Man's folding
She tells
already.
her how Rito
Said
is
the
selfish
Americans
and doesn't mate just
too
because he is
good.
true to his love and wants to save the other men in the world. This convinces Taniguchi to share what she knows. However, someone sneaks in and poisons her IV tube, leaving her in critical condition. Before losing consciousness, however, Taniguchi asks that a photo of her and her husband be given to Rito. After getting nothing of value from Taniguchi,
Why? I
the
don't
group
want
decide
that.
to visit
I
the
don't know
abandoned
you.
hospital in the area where the
Carl, it's this anime. There's a secret hidden in the photograph. There's a reason why they did that, you know? You just gotta break it apart.
very first patients of MK virus were treated. However, there is nothing of importance in the hospital, and it clear shouts someone has removed evidence here. On the other hand, Kyoji is having a similar issue like Shota from the last episode. He has had all the women thrown at him and has enjoyed them as much as he can, but doing the same thing every day has made him bored. So he heads out with his
bored.
attendant to pick up one of the girls from the street at random. And the way that
He said this nigga said all these premium top 10 model baddies. I'm bored, man. I want me a street thought. So he's on the prowl. He said, "Take me to the hood. Take me to the
Find me a
projects."
stripper.
he picks at random is Mahiru. What are the odds of that? Without much progress, Rito's group decides to return back. On the day of their return,
Why is
Rito
your sister in
notices
the
that a scanner
slums?
is reacting to the photo given by Taniguchi and scans the photo to find incomplete blueprints of the MK virus's design. Someone had definitely made the virus, and though incomplete, using this blueprint, Rito could try to reverse engineer the virus. As soon as the group return, Kyoji's attendant, Neneko, informs Rito and Mahiru about Kyoji's request. The siblings are highly against the idea, and Rito goes to meet with Kyoji and let him know that his intentions would not bear fruit. Rito protests that his sister is only 16, but Kyoji...
Carl, I thought she was a full-grown woman. No, she's only 16, Carl.
I didn't think she was a full-grown woman.
You said she was.
No, I did not.
Run it back, editor. Run it back with what he said.
Please run it back, because I didn't. You came up and you were like, oh.
5, okay.
She's a woman.
And your sister grew.
God damn. Cannons. She grown up so much. That was you.
No, that was you.
No,
don't put words in my
That
mouth,
was
you son of a
definitely
bitch.
you.
That was you.
You know what? When the video... Oh.
You
We
You
got
ain't
him.
fucking slick. I
It's
got
literally on recording.
You're the one that brought
Yeah,
that
don't worry,
shit
bro.
up.
I'm gonna look at it after it's done. All right, Patreon knows. Patreon's gonna spin it back because they can see this full thing uncut on Patreon. 5-tier 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬 and Uzumaki Kage.
Yeah, like my niggas 𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗟𝗬 and Kage Uzumaki on Patreon. They see everything better. Way ahead of YouTube and all the shit uncut, uncensored, uncovered. Just get over there, man. Come on. But Carl, you getting f***ed up on this one. I just gotta say.
Yeah. Okay.
Begs, telling Rito he is in love with Mahiro.
Cat.
Unable to convince him otherwise,
He's just
Rito
trying to hit,
agrees
right?
to arrange a lunch date with Rito attending.
Okay,
This,
first
as
off,
expected, doesn't really go well.
Okay. I wanna fuck your 60-year-old sister.
Don't ever say no. I don't ever want to hear that sentence come out your mouth again.
That's what he said.
This is crazy.
Please, man. Give me permission. He's going.
I need it.
And his sister said, no, I'm good. And then the brother's like, if you're begging, I'll set up a date with you. Y'all can talk, I guess. What the? This main character is such a pussy. Such an evil person. Like really think about it. He's so evil. He won't recreate to save the human race because he's selfish. And he said, okay, I'll send off my 60-year-old sister to this guy that once would seminate her immediately after she's already said, no, I'm good. This nigga is so evil. What the hell?
Mahiro has no interest in Kyoji. Later that day, when Rito is having his bath, Akane and Maria enter the bath with him, realizing that he has been acting weird lately. They tell him that they are on his side and also...
I'm starting to think, what if he was on demon time? What if he said, no. If y'all start bringing these, I'm gonna start punching. All right? I'm gonna start punching. You know, if I see a naked woman again, he catching his fist. What are we gonna do then?
reveal the fact that many virologists were getting lost or had been assassinated in the last few years. It was almost as if the government was taking them out to stop looking for a cure for the virus.
That's
the two
why
girls had entered the
they ain't
bath
getting
so that no one would record them while talking. Nice move, but very demonetizable. The next day, Rito, Marie, and Akane, along with Sui, managed to establish a base in the refugee area of the city. Marie even manages to create a network of computers off-grid from the government's inspections so that they can investigate the MK virus further. The very first thing that they find is that most of the virologists were found admitted to the same abandoned hospital from 𝗘𝗒𝗄 City. What a stroke of luck.
I was a virologist.
Someone that studies viruses.
Oh, okay. I thought
Back
so,
in the
but I was like,
experimental school,
it sounds too
Shoto
close
is
to
now
a
common
virus.
property.
Like,
The girls have now started to draw lots to become his new roommate. The winner of the lots this time is Rika Yanagi. However,
A black
Shoto
woman?
is just not comfortable with
No,
frank
just
girls
tan.
like her yet
Ah.
and doesn't respond well to her advances. In fact, he doesn't even respond at all. He just runs away to the teacher's lounge, his secret hiding location from bullies.
Gonna bang the
Shunka
principal.
Hiragi, a
Bro's running away like, I can't nut anymore. I can't do it.
Nah, he's just scared. Cause you know, if you're tan in Japan, it means you're a gangster. You're a delinquent. That's what that
I
means in
didn't.
Japan
I didn't know you knew
You're
the
a
Japanese
gyaru.
customs.
is what they call it. Who came into your room? I heard your door open.
My dad opened the door and closed it. He opened it, looked at me, and then closed it. Didn't even say anything.
Alright, let's go.
Another girl from the school happens to come there as well. Turns out she too was bullied when she was in middle school, and the two find that they are similar to each other. It does seem a lot far-fetched, but Shunka uses this one common thing to seduce Shoto, and it works. They end up sleeping together in the lounge
He's
itself.
like, you were bullied
Shoto,
too?
however, still feels
That's
a bit
got me
used
in
after
the
all this. The
bed.
girls were fighting for him,
Titties.
which he didn't
Titties.
expect, but also the fact that
You
he
were
was
bullied
turning
too?
into
Titties.
a literal baby-making machine was very unsettling to him. He calls Yuzuki to get some advice, but she doesn't pick up his calls. Having everything with him, Shoto
I
was
don't know
still
who
alone.
Yuzuki is.
The next day, the seductions continue.
no memory.
Akira, the one who Shoto, him with the volleyball, locks him up in the locker room and seduces him while apologizing. Very illegal. Shoto was slowly losing himself in all of this chaos. The following class, Karen makes a new arrangement where a girl will be assigned as his servant daily. Their payment? A kiss from Shoto. As promised, after kissing Rika, he trips and scrapes his hand and is taken to the school nurse.
Oh,
Even
nurse
after
time?
getting the required medicine from the nurse,
Grown woman
Karen
with a-
still orders Ichijo,
Oh, no, never
Shunka,
mind.
and Akira to
Oh
sleep
my-
with him at
oh
the
my
same
goodness.
time.
These are
Shoto had
children.
now
I
finally
don't think
fallen into
you don't
the
got to wait
rabbit
for
hole of
this.
pleasure,
You don't got to wait
and
for this.
he
Let my boy
starts-
go. Let my boy take his spot. Okay, rub age, of course. But let my boy take his spot. He got the weight up. He got his weights up. He got the stamina. This guy, he don't. He's too small.
losing himself. Over the next few days, he becomes much more sexually aggressive with the girls. One day, Shion Hoshino, one of the girls who regularly
not
ignored
remembering
him
these
when he
names.
was bullied and even enjoyed the whole bullying show while she was at it, transfers into the school. She seems to be eager to mate with Shoto, but the guy ignores her like she ignored him in his time of need. Shoto is pretty pissed
Said
that she
revenge.
entered his heaven, but Karen explains Shion tried to become an actress, but due to the MK virus, she can only get a role if she mates with Shota. She was to torment
What? Huh? She wants to be an actress, but the only way she can get a role now is if she mates with you. What? First off, who the f***'s filming you for this role? Two, who's gonna go to the movies to see this role that you're acting in? Three, who's gonna operate the movie theater that you're gonna be
Come on now.
acting
Think
in?
about it.
What?
You're not thinking about it. It's not that type of film. Think about how rare that is now. Come on now. Come on
She
now.
got her back.
She got it
She got
exactly.
her back.
He said, I'm gonna be the only fan. All right? Come on now.
or do anything with. She was at his mercy. Still angry about her ignoring him, he humiliates her by forcing her to come to a class in her underwear before he mates with her in public. He makes a
said,
few
"I'ma
of his
do it in
side chicks
public."
watch as he mates
Everyone's
with her on
gonna
the rooftop
watch.
with the uncomfortable position possible. While
I knew
this
he was
was
gonna go
pretty
demon
brutal
time.
for an introvert like Shoto, it gives him another evil idea. Shota asks Karen to find someone and bring her to him. Karen delivers Erisa in chains, where a vindictive Shota forces her to lick him in the wounds that he had suffered because of her and her boyfriend. Shoto is going
Oh,
full
no, this is
evil
actually
arc mode.
fair. This is-
There's
I'll
no
allow
coming
this.
back from that.
I'll allow it.
Every day, a new
I'll
girl
allow
is
it.
now
Payback.
part of Shota's schedule. If he doesn't like the girls already there, new ones are brought in for him. At this point, it was almost like Shota himself was going to complete the world repopulating job. However,
Nah, my
one
boy
of the
put
girls
together
among the newly
numbers.
transferred ones is pretty sus. To begin with, she refuses Shota's advances. Nobody does that. And at night, the girl appears to be in contact with Erisa. They are planning to abduct Shoto. On the hand,
Okay.
Rito and his gang decide to head back into
Why?
the abandoned hospital to get
Y'all
more
need,
clues
y'all
about
invest
Erisa
make your
and
own
the
cure to
MK
the virus, and you need someone that's
Rito's
not
group
you need
explores
someone
the
that's
abandoned hospital.
immune. Is that what's going
Yo,
on?
someone get this child out of here, bro. I don't know what preschool she escaped out of, but bring her back, man. All right, because there's no way no grown woman is gonna be that tall. Look at the height. No. Come on.
Nah.
She was born-
Did you see the strength she had? She killed a bear in a kick.
Think about
That's
it.
definitely
She
an
is
android.
the same age
That's
as
a
the
cyborg.
virus, bro.
Where Sui accidentally breaks a wall to reveal an air duct. They crawl through it and fall into an underground laboratory, the place where the virus was probably created. However, before
Oh,
they
you're
can
dead,
investigate it, they come across a group of women
the girls
who
are dead.
strangely are intent
keep
on
them
killing
in.
them. Fortunately for them, the women are killed in
Oh.
turn by the mercenaries led by Chloe,
locks.
aka Miss.
I got you. Be free.
Be gone.
Mansfield, who turns out to be one of the United Women's, or UW's, peacekeeping agents. As Chloe saves the group from the exploding hospital, which was apparently set with a time bomb, her assistant,
Okay.
Miss Pope, yes, that's her name,
that has to be
Plot
the
just
the
Bible.
started
Japanese
happening out of
UW
nowhere.
council and arrests them after deducing the MK virus was created under their orders. While the explosion at the hospital is settling, several
So this
other
is definitely-
explosions occur at the locations where the
This is definitely a 24 ep anime that just has a bad story and you just there for titties. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't
This?
think, no, there definitely didn't. There's definitely no 24 eps. This was definitely 12 eps. That was insanely paced. Like, cause ain't shit happened. It was just titties and humping. That's all there was. So there definitely wasn't no 24 eps. Think this man was able to collapse a minute in a nap? That'd be crazy. A minute in a nap.
That's crazy. Cooking.
Nah, he goes, he ain't cooked like that. He ain't cooked like that. But what's crazy is I don't understand the thing of making a virus to kill all the men. So you just want all of humanity to gone is what you're doing there.
I know. You're ending the world. You should have just blew up a nuke.
Anirecap. The weird girl in school also tries to abduct Shoto, but fails. However, Arisa and her so-called terrorist organization manages to capture one of the men, number 4. Shota, who was injured in the explosion, wakes up in the hospital where Karen explains terrorists tried and failed to kidnap him. Shoto seems to have grown tired of his daily routine and asks her why she does not sleep with him. Karen tells him that she will if he wants to, but she needs to help to rule the world. What a casual thing to ask for. Shota agrees to help her. Chloe's group takes...
What? Huh? I'll sleep with you, but if in the says I want you to help me rule the world.
I don't know if I'm signing up for all that. To be honest,
I know.
I don't really need that.
You know what? Matter of fact, I think I'm pretty much the king god here. Hold her down.
What? He wants to take over the world. I'll show her a new world.
That's the timing that guy's on right now, though.
I know.
He's moving devious.
Y'all need to shut him down, bro.
over Japan and orders Kyoji to stop mating until the terrorists are dealt with. This certainly angers the man, but serious.
And said there's terrorists coming to kidnap or kill you. You must stop. He
was like,
you say?
You said stop.
You say to me?
You told me to pull out?
What can one man do against 1 billion women? Elisa and the terrorist organization hack the airwaves of the worldwide television channel, and they reveal her group is called Izanami, who are not terrorists, but a group of rebels against the UW. They claim all the world leaders created the virus to wipe out men and create a world of only women, and that Izanami aims to save the men. The UW leaders were working...
You didn't create a world of only women, though. You created a world of only women that are gonna die. What? I want a world of only women. Kill all the men. Yes, I accomplished my goal. Ha! Now it's time for utopia. Oh, fuck. How the hell are we gonna survive after 20 years? Oh, shit. We got no men. We got no kids. Well, I'll see y'all next year.
Well, GG's.
on creating humans without men, so as soon as that happens, the men will all be killed, which is why the UW needed to be stopped. They demand all the men in stasis, and those who are awake to be turned over to them.
Alright, so if you don't already have the ability to procreate without men, before killing the men, you're brain dead. You're brain dead. There's nothing... Ooh, almost shot somebody. I almost said some slurs. Like, so you concoct a plan to kill all men, so you can have women only, and then have those women give birth to only women. But you don't have the ability to have women get pregnant without men yet. You killed yourself. You set a time clock that is ticking down with every second of the day until you can figure that out.
That's low-key a devious way to commit suicide. I'm not gonna lie. It's a devious way. And I just thought about it. You just killed like all those baby boys. Those boys, those 3-year-olds that just died for no reason. Man.
I am gone.
After the telecast, Rito's group decides Chloe cannot be trusted and that they must escape. They rush to Rito's room to gather some stuff, but the room is already occupied by Shoto, who seems to have undergone a plastic surgery, and Karen, who is turning out to be an actual Karen.
I was like, who the f is this guy? It's the guy from the school.
Yeah.
And he took a plastic surgery to look like him. He upgraded. I don't know why
I'm trying to look handsome.
I know. He said, I'm trying to live like he said, I'm trying to make the drapes match the goods. I don't know what the saying is. But I said the words.
The drapes match
Better
the
at the
curtains.
moment.
I think.
Yeah, the drapes match the curtains.
Do you know even what that means?
No.
The drapes
I think it
match
said
the
the
curtains. Yes, it is. I mean, men can say
Flashback,
it too, because
it is
men have. It's just about pubic hair. But the color.
To be an actual Karen. Just can't stand her at the moment. In a flashback, it is revealed that Karen performed a procedure on Shota to make him slightly older and no longer need glasses. Or, in other words,
I didn't know
Shoto
that
got the
happened.
Kardashian makeover. Meanwhile, Reito meets Mira and urges her to escape with them, but she will only agree if he mates with her, which he refuses. Suddenly, Miss Pope arrests them. It was their plan to take Rito to Japan in the first place, saying they will be taken to America. But Ria and Maria knock her out, and they escape to Mahiru's refugee friends. Back at the UW headquarters, Shota and Karen make a deal with Chloe to allow Shota to keep mating and make Karen the ruler of Japan. Rito's group then gets on a ship owned by Izanami that is headed to Taiwan, but Ria and Mira stay behind and are arrested. The ship lands where Rito finally reunites with Arisa. If you enjoy the series, don't forget to leave a comment and a like.
I'm sorry, bro. Can't do that. Appreciate the video, though. Thanks for letting me know that I didn't need to waste my life with this goddamn anime. All right? Because if there was 5 billion women left, there's going to be 1 billion men when I'm done.
Carl, we turned this 24-minute video into a 49-minute reaction of the funniest shit you could ever possibly see. And if that doesn't make you feel invigorated to go over to Patreon to get more stuff like this, I don't know what will. Go join our 2 other patrons. We just started and we got 2 already. And you can join and make it 3. And you can tell a friend to join too and make it 4. And we can grow and be the biggest reaction channel on Patreon. Because we're trying our best to make you laugh.
Yes, and giggle. You know what they say
that's
about
all that
that.
matters.
All right.
But if you enjoyed this, click right here to watch another anime reaction. It's gonna be funny just like this one was. I swear to you.
Don't make me get the gun.
Peace.